Hi everyone! So today we're filming our first installment to our Christmas themed Dolly Tales series, Dolls from Christmas Past. I think that's pretty self-explanatory. We're doing 4 parts of this, one for each weekend before Christmas, and we're going to organize these videos. So today we're talking about Christmas 2002. I'm sorry if I sound kind of funny, I've been sick the past week, so if I start hacking and coughing, that's why. We brought these dolls upstairs and we're going to show you them and talk a bit about that Christmas. So Christmas 2002 was one of the most significant Christmases to us for not a good reason, because it was our first Christmas without our mom. She passed away in August that year, and she was the one who always made it really magical for us. I remember we would come home from school sometime in November or December, and she'd have all the decorations ready, and then we'd spend the whole afternoon putting them together and decorating the tree and hanging everything up. My mom decorated the house all out.
Christmas 2002 kind of had its own weird Christmas magic, because it was in a year, it was right at a time where it was a turning point in our doll collection, which lasted from around the summer before then, when these things started kind of coming into our heads, different doll characters we want to play with, different types of dolls we want to play with. And the dolls we got into this year and the type of dolls we got into this year
defined us
for almost up until the end of the before the hiatus.
And even now, I mean, I feel a lot of these types of dolls,
these are faces you've seen a lot.
Well, yeah, we'll start with the ones that weren't from Dad. So I just also want to say there's gonna be 2 videos in this series featured that are about Christmases with just Dad, and he bought us a lot of dolls. We were very spoiled when it came to Christmas. But that being said, Dad was compensating for the fact that we didn't have Mom and he didn't know how to handle it. So while yes, it was all great to have these dolls, please keep in mind that toys don't always make you happy, and that when parents financially overcompensate, that comes with bad things too. And even though I'm grateful for these dolls and they mean a lot to me, I'm not saying that, having so many dolls for Christmas is what made it special, because the holidays really are about your family, not what you get. But so we're gonna start with the one that Dad didn't get us. This is 2001 Pretty Princess Barbie. Her name is Catherine, and I actually have another one. If you watched my collection video on this segment of 2000s Barbies, then you would have seen I had another one named Crystal, who was my first one that I actually bought when Mom was alive.
And it was the same day I bought my first Princess Katie.
So this is Crystal's twin, Catherine, and my mom used to babysit for this little boy named Nicholas for years. He was kind of like our little brother when we were little kids. His mom, Chris, she would get us Christmas gifts and birthday gifts and things, and even though Mom had babysat for him in years, when she heard that our mom had passed away, not only did she take us out school shopping, she also, which was so nice, she's the sweetest lady, she also got us dolls, and she made us cookies. So this was Colleen's doll, and I got a blonde Rose Princess Barbie, which she's not here because I went through a doll purge right when I got back into collecting, and I yard saled a bunch of dolls, and she was one of them, which is sad because I found the African American one. Catherine has some damage because we were going to get rid of her too, because we don't need a duplicate. And she actually has some mouse shoes and stuff that I patched, but we're really glad we still have Catherine, and I love her just as much as Crystal. So now we're going to start with the dolls from Dad.
So that was a year that Shelly started getting into Bratz, and I started getting really into Skipper.
Yes. I had one
shortly
Bratz
before
doll
Christmas.
at this point. I had Express It Yasmin. I know it said Yasmin, and Dad just bought me her because. And then that year for Christmas, I wanted to get friends for her, and they came with clothes at the time. I wanted more for the clothes, and I picked the ones in her collection because I thought it'd be cool to have the set. I didn't get Chloe. My first Chloe I got right after Christmas, Beach Party Chloe. She's not going to be in any of these videos, but I did get a Chloe not long after this. So I'll show you my Bratz dolls, and you'll recognize these dolls because Jade especially, I don't know, she's just, this is Express It Jade. I liked her clothes the best, and I loved her hairstyle, and she has been in Dolly, As Told by Dollies. She was in a hair tutorial.
She was in your Bratz Jade My Story picture.
Yes, she's been in a lot, and yes,
that's just to name a few.
I don't know, I feel of all my childhood dolls, for some reason I have the strongest connection to her for my Bratz dolls. Like, not that it was my favorite story or that I love her the most, but I just feel the most warm and fuzzy when I look at her. Yeah, her bangs are all gappy. They were always kind of like that. Like, they never laid flat even when I got her. But I undid her hair like probably the day I got her. So, because I was all about that. So it made the gap worse. And then I have Sasha from that line, Express It Sasha. And yeah, they all look pretty nice because I took really good care of these dolls. However, oh, her thing came off. That's okay. They are probably wearing upgraded clothes because my clothes were so played with they got really faded. So she was my second favorite Bratz doll of my originals because I thought she was really pretty. You know how I feel about African American dolls. So Miss Sasha, as Dad called her, Sausage. Megan, who was actually kind of the reason I wanted this line. So she looks pristine. She's my nicest Express It Megan. I don't know how that is because I used to like style her hair in like 2 ponytails all the time. But her bangs are like perfection. Yeah.
We saw the picture of her sitting on the car in the Toys R Us
FM Cruiser. Yeah, and that's what made me want her. And she's still, to this day, my favorite Megan doll ever made, except Midnight Dance Megan. And she was your Teen Time Courtney's sister.
Yes, she was.
She was
Daphne's sister, Daphne and Megan Madison.
Okay, so then you can show some of your dolls.
So I had gotten Robin Pep House Skipper, who we've heard of a lot, not long before Christmas actually, and I wanted to get Robin some friends, and I had a Rio de Janeiro Skipper who I actually got before Robin, who I named Courtney because she looked like the stereotypically redheaded Courtney, friend of Skipper, but I wanted people to play Skipper and Nikki. The Skipper I picked that I thought was idyllic and absolutely beautiful, I saw her at stores, was Pajama Fun Skipper. And I would have preferred the one with the more accessories, but
this is
the 2000 box dated version instead of the 99. I wouldn't change anything about her for anything in the world. This is probably my favorite blonde Skipper in my collection, maybe. I don't know, I have so many that I love, but she's definitely up there. I asked Shelly when she asked me if she got Mary Kate and Ashley, because Dad did all the picking out.
Yeah, what he did, he went out shopping, and this was one of the few times he did this, he went out shopping, and then in his room, he set up all the stuff he bought us, and then he'd have, like me come in to look at Colleen's gift, and like I would be like, okay, you got everything good, and like he'd gotten her duplicated Skipper clothes, but I was like, oh, she already has those, and he's like, oh, well, that's fine, I don't feel like returning them. And it all worked out because we used duplicated clothes
all the time. So. And he was like, I was like, did he get me Pajama Fun Skipper? And she's like, yeah. Did you get me a Mary Kate and Ashley? I'm like, yeah. Fashion Party Nikki. Now my ideal Nikki would have been Totally Yo-Yo. I don't know why, but I remember that's the one I asked Dad for, but she wasn't in stores anymore. So we got me Fashion Party Nikki instead, and
asked her wrong.
Shelly and I actually fought, I know.
No, this is my favorite.
Yes, we fought over her a lot.
Top 5 most beautiful African American dolls.
She's absolutely gorgeous. We both absolutely love Nikki. Oh, and she was Sasha's sister, because we got there around the same time. I was remembering that when I was setting up the photo for this last weekend.
Okay, and then the other 4 are actually mine, because Colleen got a lot of fashion. So this was the only Barbie I got the year. This is Palm Beach Midge. She was my very first Midge doll. And I always wanted Midge, but like when I was little, like there was like a few years in the late 90s where she wasn't as common as a friend of Barbie, and they kind of brought her back right before Happy Family. And I really liked this doll because of the color of her hair and like her freckles. So this is my childhood Palm Beach Midge, and she was the only Barbie, like I said, I got. I did get Kelly Fashions that year. And then the other 2 fashion dolls that I got, I have to fix her hair.
I kind of gave it away already.
Yeah, they're Mary Kate and Ashley dolls. They are Winning London, and I'm sure...
She was trolling them in KB when I was trolling Pajama Fun Skipper.
Oh, Ashley, your hair. If you guys like watching up my videos, then you know I love Mary Kate and Ashley dolls. And no, not because I was obsessed with the actresses. So, oh my gosh. This is Winning London, Mary Kate, and Ashley. And they are a little worse to wear. I played with them a lot. They're actually not on their original bodies. I gave them my So Little Time dolls bodies as a kid because they went limp. Like they were really, like their arms were really loose and they had like some stains. But I wouldn't do that now. But yeah, I would like to get a nicer set of these one day, but I haven't found ones yet. But Ashley was my favorite, and I wanted the set because of her curly hair, and they're kind of cheap. Like she doesn't have all curls. She's got this like short ugly hair underneath, and she needs like a grooming. But yeah, I saw these at KB Toys when Dad used to take us there on Friday nights, and I fell in love with this set and their clothes, and they were like the thing I most wanted for Christmas. And it's funny because like I wanted the Bratz dolls too, but I thought these would be even nicer, and honestly, like, they look really amazing, but they were not good quality. Like, I was old enough to, like, play gently with them, but...
And things were, like, the fashion packs you got were
the sunglasses broke, just from me putting them on their heads. Ashley's shirt tie fell off, and Mary Kate got a little hole in her jacket, just from me changing them, like, once. And I wasn't, like, being really rough, but they're lucky to still be in a decent shape, and these are my favorite Mary Kate and Ashley dolls still, and they always will be. And
you played with them with your Bratz.
I did. They were my Bratz dolls friends. And
I hung out with them all the time.
They were Yasmin's adopted sisters. And then I got one American Girl doll that Christmas. So this is Amber. She is GT2. She is a Girl of Today doll, so old school. She was sold in the Go Anywhere outfit. So the story is that I had gotten Josephina for my birthday, and I really wanted Josephina, but she had really bad hair. It got frizzy right off the bat, because back then Josephina doll's hair got nasty. And so I wanted another kind of like Hispanic looking doll, and I picked her out, and kind of like thinking a new American Girl would make me feel less bad about Mom. And I got her, and at the time I kind of regretted it, I'm not gonna lie. And people ask me this all the time, like, do you ever regret buying dolls? And for years, I kind of had a grudge against this doll because she made me sad in a way, because I opened her up and I felt really disappointed because she kind of looked our generation-y to me, because we had other Girl of Today dolls that were a little older that looked more like Pleasant Company, and she definitely looks more like Mattel, and I could see as a kid that there was a difference, and I didn't like it. And she didn't look like how her pictures looked. She actually is like, I think she's actually supposed to be like African American because she's got like such dark skin, which I love now, but back then I didn't. And I don't know, like, I always took care of her, and I always tried to like love her anyways, but I remember I used to fixate so much on the dolls that I like shouldn't have bought, and it kind of took the fun out of it. But as an adult, like, she's probably my favorite Girl of Today type doll. Like, she means the most to me, and it just goes to show you that, like, if you try to like live with your mistake and make the best of it, like, sometimes those dolls mean the most to you. I mean, obviously, like, my dad wasn't gonna return her or anything, it wasn't his style, and I wouldn't have wanted him to, but I really love her, and she kind of taught me a lot about like collecting dolls even at that age. Like, I feel like she taught me to like not be so impulsive when it came to buying American Girls, and I always
because after that it was a couple years
more
before
thought.
we bought
Right, I put
American
way
Girls.
more thought into getting American Girls after her. So she's important for multiple reasons. I learned from the mistake and the regret. And
when I think back to that Christmas, I remember it was a weird Christmas. There had been a storm the night before, and the back window to Dad's truck had like broken.
the branch had hit it.
And we ended up in the car.
Dad put a big piece of cardboard across
with
the back
cardboard,
window.
so it was cold. And I was sitting right behind Meme, which felt weird to me because she was like in Mom's spot of the car. And I remember Amber was sitting in the middle seat between us, and Josephina she'd come along too with Molly. They were each like on either side of us.
Yep.
Josephina next to her, Molly next to me, Amber in the middle. And then we had in the cup holders, and all along where the cup holders go, we had all our fashion dolls from Christmas and
Our
like
favorites.
some of our favorites. So I remember Reggie and Myra, your perfume
That
princess
was the
dolls.
first year we went to our uncle's house
Yep.
for Christmas. Like, usually we do like Christmas Eve at our grandparents', but at that time Meme was living with us, and because it was just us, they felt bad for us and Meme, and so they invited us over. And I wasn't really a fan of it because I wanted to stay home and play with my dolls, and I'm not really that social.
But I just remember, like, we had toted along all of these, plus we had Molly and Josephina, Leroy and Jasmine, Reggie and Myra.
We had a bunch of them.
All just laying around, and that's why, if you look at the thumbnail picture for this video, that's why there's so many.
And Dad also fell down
those are
their
old
steps
dolls.
that year.
That was the other story of that day.
He went down their steps, and he slipped and he hurt himself. And that was an infamous story. Every time he went down those steps for years after, our auntie would be
Dennis, don't
like,
fall.
"Don't fall." So it was like a bad Christmas, but looking back on it, like, I think kind of fondly of it because we did have some good times in it, and I think it shaped us as doll collectors.
I just remember Leroy next to me in a cup holder.
I remember Amber and Coconut because I got Coconut the dog with her.
Yep.
It's like a package deal.
Oh, we also had 2 play sets that Christmas. Shelly got me, Shelly picked out for me the live-in style bedroom and living room just because Dad felt like I wasn't getting as much as Shelly.
Yeah, I got a Hello Kitty comforter that I found in the trunk before Christmas.
Oh, yeah.
I always found my Christmas gifts in the trunk because Dad would forget they were in there. I probably got other Hello Kitty stuff too, so I hope you guys enjoyed. And all of these dolls are pictured on our Flickr, and we've written about all of them. So if you want to know more and you want to see their clothes, or if you think you have one of these dolls and you want to identify them, check out my Flickr. I'll link it below. And until next time, love your dolls, love yourself, and love your life. He's having a fit. You can see we use the top of the guinea pig cages to block off the entertainment center. This is
something that we came up with doing just last night.
Yeah, because look at him. He's, hey.
We don't want him chewing any wires.
Hey, yeah, he's so upset. He's obsessed with where he can't go. Instead of appreciating the whole room, he has to run around and poop in.
See, I thought that was a human condition. Being fixated on what you can't have.
And then this is how they act with the cats. Oliver's just sitting there and Clyde's about to antagonize him.
Is Charlie still up there?
Yeah, Charlie's still up there. It's dark in that corner.
Hi, Charlie.
He's trying to get out over here. Look. Showdown. Yeah, Clyde's like a little attitude with fur. Think us.
It's Ratitude.
There's a chunk of chinchilla fur over there. Oh, that's Charlie. Hi, little brother.
Hey, baby brother.
Hi, little brother.
What are you doing, baby brother?
Hey, are you trying to penetrate that? Oh my god. My god. You're such a little turd.
Your baby brother. There you go.
Oh my god. Hey. Like, nothing is chin proof. Nothing. Am I right? Are you going behind Mom?
Oh, hi. Hi, baby brother.
Oh, you are so cute. Oh, there's Charlie. Where'd he go? Oh, there he is. That's their dust bath. He's a little inept at using it.
Where's the other chinchilla?
Trying to get out. He's like desperately clawing. Trying to get some chinchilla bathing footage going on.